Like, how do
Okay.
y'all guys like spend your holidays, like Christmas and all of that? Because I know like y'all guys know how to party. Like, yo,
Yeah, I've seen so much people saying like colored people know how to party. They just sometimes like fighting, which is part of our culture. I won't lie, but one thing that's good about us, we know how to have fun.
and music.
Yeah, to describe like the perfect day, like a fun day, I would say old school music, because it's something we all grew up with.
Yeah.
Like Anita Baker, all your old singers,
Yeah.
all those singers. And obviously our parents, it's something that they I don't know, is it something that is just part of the vibe for them, but they'll have their drinks. Food is also a very important part of it. I feel like with most holidays, like Christmas, New Year's, we always have certain foods that has to be there. Like Christmas, we have our roast, your ham. We have certain foods that is just part of it, tongue, all those things. And then obviously most people on Christmas, on New Year's, I don't know, is it just part of us or what? But we enjoy outdoor activities New Year's. You have to go to a water park, or you have to do something fun, or you have to be at the beach, and bridesmaids has to be involved.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we do have like a lot of we like celebrating every event. Like if you're a Christian, you know your baptism is important, your confirmation is an important day. So we really, as much as we divided, we love getting together for things like that.
That's nice. I know you guys, when you guys have it like an event, or even if it's just like a birthday party, it's always such a vibe.
Yeah, and especially with us, like when we have, but I know a lot of like young people do this, where if you have a birthday party, you'll have like it's called like a street bash type of thing. And most of the time we'll have stuff like it, and it's fun because you know if it's someone that's well known in the area, everyone is going to be there. Especially if you get the DJs that everyone likes. So I think that's one of the nice things about growing up in an area like that. The vibe is there as a young person.
And you can play in the street.
Yeah,
Some of
no
us
way.
couldn't take.
Really?
I've never played in the street.
Oh my word, you're reminding me. We used to play street games. We used to play a game called Blakkies. So you like take a ball, and then we each one fetch a bucket from their house. So the buckets have to go from biggest to smallest. So each one will fetch a different size bucket, and we use it, and you have to throw that bucket over. And when you throw it over, your team runs. And then the opposite team has to get the ball and try and throw you out before you'll stick the buckets up again. We had fun, Shame. We played a lot of games.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, that's just things that, and the fun thing is with stuff like that is that we never learned it on our own. Our parents played with us to teach us how to play the game.
Nice.
So it was fun. Like it's very nice.
Oh, that's nice. Me, I would play by myself. In some mud, make some mud pies.
Shame.
It's not a shame. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But that sounds very nice.
It is fun, Shame.
You see, guys, it doesn't mean that, you hear all these things of like violence and all of that. Colored people have fun too.
Yeah, we do. And
Really?
I feel like we're not all the same, and the ones that did go down it, but sometime in their life they remember being a good person. As much as we try to how can I say, dust them and go against them, we need to realize that life happened to them as well.
Exactly.
It's just that they took the path they did.
So do you think, because like with me, for example, I said my very first best friend was a colored person. I've met their family. Do you think people that have a negative view towards colored people have had a terrible experience? That's why with every single colored person they come across, they're like, stay away.
I do think that to a certain extent, but then also, like, I feel like majority of people that have that impression hold on to it, latches on to it, so that's why they feel the way they do about most color people. But then again, like, sometimes I feel like it's so easy to, why should the first thing be that you look at is the race when you have an issue with someone? I feel like if it's an issue you could have experienced with someone else, you should look at it from that aspect as it's a problem with the person, not their race. You understand? When it does come to race, then I definitely understand why people feel the way they do. So like I said, sometimes I do feel like it's just that people latch onto certain experiences that it necessarily doesn't have to do with race or being racist. And also I feel like we so devoted to holding on to apartheid. I thought we why is it that from the time we decided that we're gonna reconcile, we as young people or as the generation that's living now, we trying to drive the wedge in even deeper instead of trying to like mend it. You understand? We keep saying, oh, this one is racist, color people are racist, this, that. But we don't look at what we stand for. It's like we keep repeating the same thing. So yeah, I don't necessarily think it's just because of a bad experience. I think it's past and present it influences it at this point. But I would really like to I really always try to and I feel like it's also difficult, and that's the thing, it's difficult because we still do it. I always try to understand, why do black people feel like colors are always racist towards them when it's actually not the fact, because
the opposite. In my opinion, it's the opposite.
In what sense do you mean?
Like, I feel like black people are more racist towards colored people because I haven't heard colored people talking as much nonsense about black people as compared to much as
you see there I can understand also why black people feel the way they do, because there's certain people in our community, and this is one thing that colored people do a lot. We use bad language a lot, and sometimes we do tend to use terms that offend certain races. So in that sense I can understand, but then again it's like I said, it's certain people that do it, so you can't judge everyone based on it. And I think it's also like the exposure, the lack of exposure to certain. That's why I say it's always important to expose yourself. Majority of my high school friends were black. I was the only color in my group.
Really?
So yeah, since grade 10 up until grade 12, I was the only colored friend in my group, and it worked well for me. Like I was exposed to a lot, and it made me, I never felt like I'm the outcast or I'm the one. It's like they welcomed me and made me feel as if I'm part of the group. So I think that's what people need to actually get out of the mindset that she doesn't like me or this is a racism issue. They need to actually start mixing with people and realizing that it's bigger than race. We're here to get to know each other as humans.
That actually relates to like what I spoke to Kayla, Cleo, and Laken about. I asked them, if you were the only person like in a group of people, like you're the only person that belongs to like your race, would you feel like uncomfortable?
Never. I think it's also like I said, because I expose myself to it. Like I never ever feel comfortable unless I'm being made feel comfortable and I can like visually see that this person is trying to make me feel uncomfortable. But if we openly communicate and we try to get to know each other, I'm more than fine with it, because I feel like there's always a chance for me to learn. And God knows who I'm going to end up with one day. I might even end up with someone of the opposite race. So why am I going to be against it when there's always an opportunity to learn there?
That's true. So like your experience at tertiary, obviously when we were starting, there wasn't that many
colored people.
But now, like I think from last year, that's when like they started
coming more. True.
So do you really like when you see like that image of like more people are starting to study? Does it not make you like, oh my god, so happy? Like, you know.
It makes me honestly, it makes me feel so much better. But one thing I've realized that really still bothers me is, and I always say this, I love how different, like people from a different race, and I'm not only speaking about blacks, Indians, all these, how they can stand by each other. I feel like the reason we experience so much backlash and everything towards us is because people look at us and they see colors as being separated. Like, why can't we help the nuance that's coming in? Instead, it's like there's a wedge between us, like the incident we experienced in the elevator. So we had a bit of an experience in the elevator and it wasn't the best. And that made me realize, like, this is really how colored people are. Some of them, they just never want to live amongst each other. And it's sad because I'm happy to see more colored people. But my worry is, are we even here to support each other, or are we here to put each other down? So yeah, it's a bittersweet type of thing. I'm happy, but I'm also like, there's still a lot we need to learn from this.
So like, obviously I look at you as being like, I don't know if successful is the word because you're not working. But like, I don't know what word English today. Like, I don't know, like someone to look up to, I can say that. Because you done primary school, you finish matric with how many distinctions? 5.
5, yeah.
5 distinctions, guys. Please respect her. Please put some respect on her name. Soon to graduate with a Bachelor of Education. Soon to do your honors. Hopefully master's, PhD.
Oh, I hope so. I pray in God's name.
Amen.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for like any person? Doesn't have to be colored, but any person that's listening to this that
I always say there has to be something, and I always say it's better when it's your fear or the area in your life where you're struggling the most. Use that as your motivation, because my worst fear was that I was going to mount up to nothing. Especially it started in primary school, where I was like I was there, but I was never the best. I was always like last out of all the children that were doing good, I was always the last one.
You?
Yeah, funny enough, I was with the most excellent children. And funny enough, I go to high school with the same people, but my mindset changed when I go to high school. Because of my house situation and everything going wrong, I was like, the only way the cycle is gonna end is with me. So it wasn't anymore about doing good at school, but it was about changing my whole lifestyle, my mindset, how I looked at things, how I carried myself. Because I couldn't sit at home and be like, I don't like the way the people in my house act, I don't like the way they are, and be the same. Something had to change along the way. So I always say, like, look at where you are and look what you're not happy with. If you're not happy with something, it's a sign that you're not supposed to be there.
Exactly.
You need to elevate. So push yourself to do that. And once you do that and you do it for yourself and you lock in, everything else will fall into place. Not immediately, but it's gonna come, and it's gonna be 10 times easier to do it the next day and the next day and so on.
For me, what I heard from you is one of the things is also be patient, because a lot of people are very impatient.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, that's why I say, like, in primary school, I always used to feel like I'm not gonna be one of the best people. And it took me a very long, you will not believe me, most of my teachers didn't expect me to pass the way I did, because I was in a top 10, but I was always fifth, fourth. So it doesn't matter of, she's good, but she's not that good. And it's amazing what prayer and pushing yourself can do. When nobody, and funny enough, the December, the year 2021, I think, I got a message. No, I got a question from my aunt, and she was like, how many distinctions do you think you're gonna get? And I was joking. I was like, maybe 5, we'll see. But in my mind, I'm like, girl, you will not be able to do it. And when I started my matric year, it wasn't anymore about how much distinctions I was gonna get. My only worry was, I need to go and study further. I need to do something with myself. So whatever I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put in my best here. The outcome is whatever outcome God wants, because I'm doing my best and I'm praying. So whatever comes from it is fine. So that's why I say, like, you can make plans, but God will determine it. And just go, keep pushing. If it's not what you get, if you don't get what you wanted, there's something better to come. And it's also something I had to learn with, like, I passed so well, but I didn't get into all those prestigious universities and all it. But now that I'm in my 3rd year, I realize why God put me where He put me. You understand? It might not be something that everyone will understand, but I know it's something that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life, because I learned something from it. So yeah, things don't always go your way, but it's sometimes you need to accept it.
Exactly. Well, this was a very informative episode. I hope you guys learned something. I sure learned a lot of stuff that I did not know. But thank you for listening. Please don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. And please check out Ashley, because she is going to take the world for a storm.
We surely will.
Bye.